Hey everybody, welcome to Funkcraft. This is the Funky Professor, joined by my partner Blingbot,
I'm alive.
and we are back with part 2 of the Funk Base. In case you missed part 1, go ahead and click the link that you see on the screen, or you can click the link in the description below, but we are going to move right along and show you the second layer of the Funk Base. So the first room that we're going to show you here, this is the Alchemy Room, and I think this came together pretty well. I like the look in here. So in the back, I'm going to show you this machine first, and this machine works a little differently than the rest of the machines in the room. This is the manual brewing station. So at this station, you can brew any potion that you'd like. You just put the materials that you want in this top hopper here, and we've got water bottles in the chest on the side, and so those are automatically going to go into the brewing stand for you. And then when those are done, we've got a chest below that you can store all of those in. So that one's pretty easy to use. But this is the real fun part of this room. These are the cool machines in here. And so each of these stations, they're set up for a particular type of potion. So this one, for example, this is set up for health potion or instant health 2 potions. And so the way this works is I'm just going to press this button on the side, and it's going to put in all the materials I need to make a health potion. And so if I look in here, you'll see the Nether Wart is already going, and in this hopper we've got the Glistering Melon and the Glowstone Dust in queue, ready to go in once they're done. And once those are, while those are cooking, I'm going to show you the other potions we've got in here as well. So we've got a speed potion machine, a strength potion machine, and a splash poison potion machine. So you can throw those at people and poison them. All the potions in here are great for PvP, great for staying alive and dealing extra damage. And so I'll show you the back of these as well. So back here, this is the back of the machines. We can refill all of the machines back here. All of the items that we need to refill them are going to be in these chests over here. And then we've got an infinite water source and a crafting station. That way we can make water bottles and fill those water bottles up and then put them in the stations as well. And it's like that for each of the stations behind them. Alright, so you can see our instant health 2 potions have finished brewing. So since those are finished, I'm just going to hit the lever on the side, and it's going to suck all those potions up, and then they're going to go into this chest down here, and you can see that we have some instant health 2 potions. Alright, and so with this room you can make a ton of potions really quickly. Again, just great for PvP. And so this is the back side of the other set of machines. Same deal as on the other side. We can refill all of the machines there. And this is going to take us into our Nether Wart farm. So in here, this is just a pretty basic setup. We've just got some Nether Wart on the ground, and we've got them right next to our alchemy machines. That way we can fill all of those up. And then back here, we've got our nano farms. So the machine on the left, this one can make carrots, wheat, and potatoes. And then with the machine on the right, we can make cocoa beans. And so I'll show you how this works real quick. Just put this down here, turn the machine on, and so there's bone meal is being dispensed out of this dispenser on the left, and then you've got a piston attached to some jungle wood here. And so if I just right click, you can see that it's automatically going to make those cocoa beans for me. And it works just the same way on the other side with the wheat, carrot, and potatoes. It just works vertically instead. So if I look back here, this is just the redstone behind all of it, and I can always make a tutorial videos on these if you guys would like. Just leave a comment below if that's something you guys would like me to do. And this is where we keep all of our bone meal as well, and a little later on in the video I'll show you where we get all of our bone meal from. Alright, so moving right along, I'm going to go over to our enchanting room. And so this room is also pretty cool. I like the way that this one came out. And so in the back here, this is our enchanting table. And if I go in with the way that it's set up now, I can put my sword in here and you'll get level 30 enchants. And I can take them out, go ahead and flip the switch here. And if I go and put them in now, you'll see I can get the lower level enchants. So that's just a way that we can automate the machine. The lower level enchants are always good if you want to get some books, and then you can combine them in the anvils. And of course we have the anvils over on the side here that we can use for enchanting as well. Alright, so moving right along. Over here we just have a little flower room. The flower room is cool. It looks pretty cool, and we can use bone meal on some of the flowers in here and get certain kinds of dyes. And then over here we have all of our team quarters. So each member of the team, we made our own little room. So back here we have Blingbot's room, and again, this is where a map area would be, but because we're on the single player server, we don't have that loaded. Over here, he's just got some chests, a nice pumpkin up in the roof there, and then over here he's got a little secret room, so if you go behind the painting, you can see he's got some extra storage space to keep his good materials, in case his ender chest gets filled up. Alright, and this is my room, the Funky Professor's room. And so I've got a little more going on, a little cluttered in here. And I've got a pumpkin in here too. And this is actually the pumpkin that killed the Ender Dragon. And if you saw the pumpkin in Blingbot's room, that's the pumpkin that he wore while we killed the Ender Dragon. So we like to keep those and kind of show those off. And then, of course, I had to have a secret room in my room as well behind the painting. This isn't the bed that I use. Of course, if you watched part 1, you can see where Blingbot and I do sleep for safety reasons. But there's a nice little secret room as well. Alright. And moving right along over here, this is T-Paul's room. If you watch part 1, he's a buddy of ours that plays with us and goes out and gathers a lot of resources and does some PvPing. And so in T-Paul's room, we built him an auto armory. So this way, if if he was out and about and he happened to die, or more often than not, his armor's durability would just be all the way down and he needed a fresh set, all he had to do was step inside the auto armory, and Blingbot is going to show it off for us. If he just steps inside, it is going to give him full diamond armor. You see it's giving him a diamond pick there, and he's going to get a diamond sword as well. So that way he is fully equipped. Now you're probably wondering where we got all of the diamond armor to put in an auto armory like that. And that leads me right over to probably my favorite part of the base, and probably the hardest room to build in the base. This is our villager trading area. This is pretty cool. So each station that you see here has a villager inside of it. And that villager was selected completely based on what trade he can do, and you can see what trade that villager can do in the item frame above each station. So the way that this works is on the right we have a bunch of villagers that we use to trade for emeralds. We use to get emeralds. So the majority of what we trade is going to be wheat. So for these guys we would trade wheat for emeralds, and then once we have those emeralds, we trade those emeralds for diamond armor from the blacksmiths over here. And so you can see we have a blacksmith that has the best deal on a diamond helmet, chest plate, leggings, and boots, and then a diamond pickaxe, and then all the diamond tools and a diamond sword we can get this way as well. So we can basically turn wheat into full sets of diamond. So this is a great setup. This is amazing for PvP, and probably, again, my favorite part of the base. So we can also turn those emeralds into some glowstone. We can get Eyes of Ender from the priests over here, and then we can also get saddles from this guy, which is convenient for the stables that you saw in part 1. And so you're probably wondering where we get all the wheat to trade for the emeralds. And so where we get all the wheat is up here. We built a huge wheat farm up in this section of the base. And so this wheat farm works very similar to the farm that you saw in part 1. All I would do is just press this button here, and each time that I press this button, you'll see all of the wheat is getting harvested. And we get about 700 wheat every time we get a full harvest. And so we can go turn that 700 wheat into all of those emeralds, and then turn all those emeralds into diamond armor. So it works pretty well. I'm not going to wait for all of this to flow down. It does take a little while, and just throw those back away. But you can see how we would be able to turn all that wheat into diamond armor pretty quickly. Alright, so this is the last room of the second floor. This is our Nether Portal room, and I think this is another room that came together pretty well. We've got some Wither skeleton skulls up on the wall. Those are always fun to farm. But the way that this works is this is an automated Nether Portal. So if you flip the switch to the left, it's going to go ahead and turn the portal on. Then you can go through and farm what you need to farm in the Nether. And then go ahead and flip that to the right. And you'll see that the dispenser dispenses that water, and it's going to turn the Nether Portal off. That way, nobody from the Nether is going to teleport into your base and then grief you. Alright. So that about does it for the second floor of the Funk base. So now I'm going to take you down to our mob farms. Alright, so now the railcart system that we have for the mob farms is not quite as sophisticated as the one that you saw in the first video. But I'm going to go ahead and get in here and just press the button, and it's going to take me down. Now the first stop is going to be a zombie farm, and it's also going to take us to a little hub area where we're going to be able to go to all of the other mob farms that we have built as well. We got pretty lucky with some of the mob spawners that we found. We've got a lot of mob spawners that are pretty close to us, and so we'll just take those mine carts away. So if I look down this way, this is going to lead us all the way down to the rest of our mob farms. And then if I go into this room here, this is our first mob farm. This is our zombie mob farm. So over here, I'll show you up top on the stairs. If I take out one of these blocks, you'll be able to look through and see that there is a zombie spawner in there. And there's water underneath the zombie spawner, and so when those spawn in there, it's going to push them down and into a channel, and then that channel is going to push them down over here and into this crush box. And so once we get some zombies coming down, I'll be able to show you how that crush box works. Shouldn't be too long here. Alright, let's go take a look. And you can see we've got some zombies in there. So all I'm going to do, as you can see, when I push the button, it's going to reduce the zombie's health down to 1. So I press that button, and it extends the pistons, and you can see that those zombies are getting crushed in there. They're going to get down to 1 health. And below where the zombies are standing, you can see that there's a hopper. And so that hopper is going to suck up all of the items that the zombies drop, and I'm going to be able to get the experience from killing the zombies through the little half slab grate here. And as you can see in here, you can see all of the items, and I can also use this lever to pull that down in case any of the items get stuck back there. Alright, and then back here I also built a little enchanting area. That way when you're using the zombie farm, you can sit here, get all the way up to level 30, then go back here and extend the bookcase out just like Blingbot did, and put your diamond sword in there and get some level 30 enchants. And it's convenient because that way you don't have to run all the way back up top to use that enchanting room. Alright, so now I'm going to show you some of the other mob farms. Now, the first mob farm that I'm going to stop at, it's actually we have a poison cave spider spawner, and we also have another zombie spawner, so we're going to skip those, and we'll see you at the end at our skeleton and spider farm. Alright, so I have arrived at the end of the line, and this is the skeleton and spider farm. So I'm just going to go ahead and get out of the minecart here. And if I go into the room to the left, this is just the basic spider farm. And down here you can see that there's just a spider spawner and some half slabs. It's a pretty basic setup. Might be a little dark, a little hard to see. Blingbot's kind of lighting up the scenario. But when those spiders are going to spawn in there, they're going to get pushed down by the water, and then you can just attack them through the grate. And you can see they spawn there. So just kill them with the diamond sword. And all of the mobs, or all of the items that they drop, rather, they get pushed down by the water, and there's a line of hoppers in the front there, and all of those hoppers lead to this chest here, and you can see that you get all the spider eye and all the string that you want. So it's a pretty cool setup, and just another good way to get some experience. And then through the wall here, you can see this is a skeleton spawner, so that's going to spawn, and the same deal as the zombie spawner. It's going to just push him down into this crusher area here, and you can see that we've already got some skeletons that are building up. So the same deal as with the skeleton crusher. I'm just going to press that button. It's going to crush these skeletons. It's going to take them down to 1 health. And then once this is done, I can just attack them with the sword, and you can see that they go down pretty quickly. And then all of the loot that they drop is going to go into that hopper, and you can see you get tons of arrows and tons of bone. Alright, and then back here we decided to build yet another little enchanting setup. That way you don't have to run all the way back to the beginning of the base, or all the way back to the beginning of the mob farm railcard track. So we've just got another enchanting setup, an anvil, and of course an ender chest, some storage over here. So it works out pretty well. So that just about does it for our mob farms. So I'm going to go ahead and head back, and I will see you at the victory room. Alright, so here I am in front of the victory room. So you've seen the main part of the Funk base so far, and I hope you liked it. And when we showed the base to the admins, they really liked it. They said that they were impressed, and they were nice enough to protect the base for us, as long as we agreed not to go out and grief anybody else. And so we agreed to that, and they decided to protect our base. And so in commemoration for protecting the base, we decided to celebrate and make a victory room. And so that's what I'm showing you here. And I'm going to go inside the victory room and show it off to you. So this is the hallway that leads down there. Got some cool paintings going on in here. And if I turn the corner, you can see that we've got some beacons in the floor. We've got some diamonds surrounding the beacons. And again, this was all done on survival mode. We've got the Ender Dragon egg there. Again, of course, we killed the Ender Dragon. I showed you the pumpkins earlier. And this is the Ender Dragon egg. We're showing that off. We've got our fountain over here with a wither skull to kind of show that off as well. And there's a chest down in there. That's where we keep all of our records for our jukebox that we keep over here. And so, of course, what victory room would be complete without the win button? So I'm going to stand back, and I'm going to let BlingBot show off the win button. Go ahead and press it, BlingBot. Alright, and I'm sure if you played Final Fantasy VII, you recognize that tune. That's the victory tune from Final Fantasy VII. It's one of my favorites. And so that about does it for the Funk base. I hope you like the victory room, and I hope you like the rest of the base. And if you did, be sure to like, subscribe, and of course leave a comment below. Follow us on Facebook and Twitter as well. And until we see you next time, keep it funky.